Guys, we're making Brookies. Brookie! It's gonna be part brownie, part Blondie, two of my favorite things, and we're gonna swirl them together. You're gonna get a little bit of that fudgy brownie texture with the chewy, almost gooey cookie vibes. Hey y'all, I'm Audrey. I'm with the Salty Donut, and today we are making a Brookie. One of the first things I started baking was brownies at home. And then my first recipe I ever felt that I perfected was a chocolate chip cookie. So then I took two of my most favorite recipes, and here we are. First thing we're gonna do is make our brownie batter. For our brownie batter, we're gonna start in this 3-quart Saucier. For me, I like it because it's got those rounded edges. You're not having to worry about getting in any corners. You're not gonna miss anything. You'll be able to see everything, prevents scorching of the chocolate and any dry patches of flour. Let's get started. I'm gonna turn this on low, maybe medium low. And first we're gonna add in the butter. I'm gonna let that melt just for a second so there's a little bit of a coating on the bottom before I add the chocolate. All right, there we go. And we're just going to let that melt down. I'm gonna keep my eye on it just so the chocolate doesn't burn. Now that this is fully melted, I'm gonna turn the heat off and we're gonna go in with our sugar. Just mix it till it's combined. Once there's no more lumps, I'm gonna go ahead and add my vanilla, and then I'm gonna crack my eggs. Start off to the side. Definitely want to stir while you do this in case your pan is still a little hot. You don't want any scrambled eggs, not for dessert. And you'll see a huge difference. Once those eggs get mixed in and you have the emulsion, the batter will become way smoother and it'll be less gritty to the eye. We're gonna go in with our dries. Flour first. You can just sprinkle this in right as it is. Some cocoa powder. Then we have salt, can't forget the salt, and some baking powder, and that's going to help your brownies be nice and fluffy. We have everything in here. We're just gonna give it a good stir. You don't wanna have any streaks or dry patches. Once again, that's why this pot is so good for it. No sneaky corners can be hidden from me. That's it. Brownie batter is done. Step one complete. Put our brownie batter aside. Next, we're gonna make our Blondie batter. And the key to this is the brown butter. I'm gonna turn this on a little higher, like a medium high, and then butter straight in. I got a larger Saucier. It's gonna have a wider surface area. It's gonna allow me to brown that butter a little bit faster, and you get more little toasty milk solids at the bottom. Essentially, what we're doing is we're going to melt the butter down and then continue to cook it. It's gonna evaporate all the extra water out, and what's left is gonna be the butter fat and the milk solids. All right, so you can see how a lot of the water is evaporated based on those little white specks. That's the milk solids. You can see the edges are starting to toast. I'm gonna use the whisk and just keep it moving to make sure that it toasts evenly. I'm actually going to turn the heat off and let it finish in the pan. You can smell it. I mean, you can't, but I can. You can see how it's nice and brown. Got all these good little speckles. Once it's stopped bubbling and it's no longer like super hot, we're gonna add in our sugars. I have the dark brown sugar here, the white sugar. I'm just gonna give that a whisk. So this will look slightly clumpier than the brownie, but trust me, that will go away. So now that it's all incorporated, we're gonna go in with our egg, just one this time. I'm gonna crack it right in here. Nice. Whisk that up. We're gonna just whisk, whisk, whisk. Oh, there we go. You can see how it's gotten a little creamier. All right, so this looks great. Time to add in our flour. And then here I have the salt and the baking powder. And we're just gonna whisk this up till it's smooth. All right, now that we have both our batters ready, we're going to bring them over to the counter and combine them in a baking slab. All right, so I went ahead and I preheated the oven to 350. While it heats up, we're gonna get our brookie pan ready to go. It's a beautiful slab. All right, so we're gonna start with our brownie batter first. I was really interested to use this baking slab. One, it's gorgeous. Two, it's porcelain, so it's also non-stick. And as a baker, that's like the goal of everything I could possibly use. This makes life so much easier. Now we have all of our batter in. We're just gonna smooth it out nice and even. This part doesn't have to be perfect, but we're gonna smooth this brownie batter out just to coat most of the bottom. I have this little offset spatula, but you can use a regular one too. Whatever you have. Then we're going to go in with our Blondie batter. I'm going to use the same spatula, it's all going in the same spot. Little spoonfuls. This batter will be stiffer, which is kind of why I wanted to spread the brownie batter down first. Get a better coverage. I usually do about 6 little spots, and then I'll go through, maybe I'll fill in a corner here, add a little bit to a corner there. And now my favorite part, we're just gonna marble it up. So I'm kind of just moving it back and forth, lifting some of that brownie batter up, pressing it around, using it to kind of fill in those gaps. And then once I have it good and mixed, I'll just smooth it out. And trust me, no matter what you do, it will bake beautifully. Now we have everything in the pan. We're gonna put it in our 350-degree oven for roughly 25 to 30 minutes or until it's firm to the touch and a little tester comes out with some crumbs on it. All right, so it is done and out of the oven. I went ahead and gave it a little test while I was in there just to make sure it was nice and springy. You can see it's all nice and golden brown. So I'm gonna let it rest for about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll cut into it. Now you can cut them as big or as little as you want, depending on how hungry we're feeling. But we're just gonna do cute little squares. Here we go, y'all. Look at that. Oh yeah. Look at that, nice and gooey. All right, we've been very patient, made multiple batters. Let's give her a taste. If we don't dance after you eat it, is it even good? Got the chewy brownie, got the crispness of the cookie on the top, got a hint of that savory, toasty brown butter. Pairs perfectly with like the richness, the sweetness of the brownie. All I need now is a glass of milk. I'm good to go. There you have it, the Brookie, best of both worlds. Brownie, Blondie, cookie, all of it all together. I hope you try it out at home, see how easy it was, and share it with your friends and fam. I'm Audrey Scheib with the Salty Donut, and I'll see you next time.